Hey, welcome to MVP Hot Wheels. I'm Diesel Mac, and I'm going to be opening up some of the stuff I got in the mail today. Starting with this little package here. So let's go ahead and cut this one open. And as I'm opening this, I'm getting alerts that this has actually been delivered by eBay. It's kind of interesting. We'll go through here. All right, first, is a street rodder from the Cow Customs. This box actually didn't come from eBay. I think this is one of the auctions I was looking at. So here is a Cow Customs. It does have the black, looks like a medium Cow Custom tampo in the window. It does have the orange CT wheels, so that's pretty cool. What we got next? Oh, the 442. So here's the police cruiser. Blue tinted windows. This one's the older version with the blue light, vice the red light. And then of course the casting changed after the red light one where they had a little bar at the top, and you could see that in the Chief Special, and I think the other police cruisers that came in after that. This also has a sealed hood. The earlier one before this you could get with a opening hood as well. But this is the Blackwall version with the blue light and the closed hood. So pretty cool, decent shape, not too bad for its age. And that is it. That's what came in that box. So we'll put this trash back in there. Set these to the side here. Let's go to the next one. This one I know is a eBay. Alright, that's cracked open. Go ahead and lay that out there. Right, all that is packing material. Nothing's in there, alright. And we'll start with this one here. Oh, here we go. Got one of the armored truck variations. This one in gold chrome. Pretty cool. A 77 Dodge van variation I was looking for. Can add that to the collection. What else we got here? '59 Impala. Sorry it's a little dark in here. It's kind of a dreary day. Kind of feel like it wants to rain outside. It's just not raining right now. I think it probably will later today. We'll see what happens. Here is a newer super van with the SWAT decals on it. And here comes the last one that came out of there. And we have a birthday Firebird. This is probably from the birthday 5-pack that you can get. So, all right, that's what we got in that package. We'll go to the next one. It's a little bit bigger here. I'll move some stuff out of the way. Not terribly big. Let's see. Which way can we open this here? shredded paper. I think I already know what these are and where they came from. We got some cellophane like crazy going on here. Yep, here is a French Mercedes 540K. This is the darker red that you would see on this one, vice the bright red that you get here in the normal release of the States. And then on the base, let's see if we can get it in there. It does say made in France right there. These came from Antho, from across the seas. Robert and I hooked up together and grabbed a couple cars to save a little bit on the shipping, since I already have some cars here waiting for them. Here is the odd rod. This one says made in France as well. You can get this one made in Mexico with a darker tampo. You can get it made in, I think, Hong Kong or Malaysia, but that one is the France release. I'll put these kind of in sight. I think those two were mine. Do we have in this one? The last of mine. How did I get all three of mine? Opening up the first time. Here is the French Blackwall version of the Mercedes 380 SEL, and you can see the name on the bar there, France. So, the rest of these should be Robert's. It's still like the BMW M1 that he got. Oh no, this is the crack up he got, and does have France on the base. That's actually much nicer than I thought it was going to be. That's a good one. That was a good buy there, Robert. What we got here? So I've already tattletale and told you what one of these is going to be. A BMW. Which may be this one now. Or may not. This is the other crack up that he got. The police version of the crack up. And again on the base, you can see France. See if that still works. Yep, that looks nice too. Both of those were good gets. Could be a couple more in here. Pull them out. Here is the Beach Patrol. You can see made in France on the bar. And he gifted this one to me, and I appreciate it. It's got a little bit of a broken back bar there. That's all right. It's a really nice shape other than that. This will be remembered, of course. I appreciate that, Robert. There we go. here is the BMW. And you can see the base there, made in France. There's those. I don't believe there's any others. That'd be a extra surprise, of course, if there was. I don't feel anything in there. Make sure one more time. All right. Close that one up. Go to the next box. One of these boxes I am saving for last is more special. But this isn't the last box, so this is just a bunch of goodies coming in the mail. And we got quite a few in here. All right, we'll start with this one here. And we have a T-Bird Stalker. This one has the all small wheels. More of a, probably a error, but it looks like it does roll. Yep, you can see where the wheels are higher than the base there, or come out from the base, but there's that one. And I collect some of the wheel errors, as long as all the wheels match. And they still roll. I'm okay with those wheel errors. If they don't match or they don't, the wheels are too small to roll. Obviously that wouldn't be by design, although that one looks like it's kind of not by design, where it doesn't fill up the whole space in there, but it does roll and does comply with a little bit of rules that I have set for myself. Here is a newer, more like, I think this came around like the 97, it was a treasure hunt first, right? T-Bird Stalker. So we're gonna have, I think, several T-Bird different stalkers in this group here. And then this one has the Demolition Derby on the side. So there's that. Of course, after I say that, I'm gonna open something that is clearly not a T-Bird Stalker here. This is the Digger, but this one does not have the tampo on the side, and I think I have the other one. That I do. And here's the reason that I got it. The one on the left has the tampo on the side, and the one does not. So that's why I got that one. That was kind of a discussion between Robert and I. He let me have that one off of eBay. We were both kind of looking at it. Here's another T-Bird Stalker. One of the newer versions, like this black one down here that I'm sitting down. All right, here comes one of the earlier T-Bird Stalkers. This variation I needed with the painted base. So now I think I have all those variations of that one. Ooh, this is a bigger casting. Oh, this is a dump truck here. Yep. This one has the tampo of the Cat C and the 777 underneath, and this is the first release, the Hong Kong. I think on some of these first releases you may see some different colors in the yellow. In fact, the colors within the dump here and the cab are just slightly different, and I wish the sun was out so you can kind of see that. You might be able to pick it up in that view there. A couple chips in the front there. Has a little bit, been through a little bit of the work. Bunch of rocks been in the back of there. Here's the next one. This feels like a bulldozer, a cat dozer. Another earlier one. This one has the rubber going around, or for tracks. And this is the bar Malaysia variation. Still moves. All of it works really well. So they went to a plastic set of tracks. They don't move, and they put little small wheels on the bottom of the newer ones. The release after that one, I believe. We got here. Here is another newer T-Bird stalker variation. Here is a wheel loader variation, this one with the Cat C and 988 on the back there in the tampo. This is the bar Hong Kong base variation. This one comes out of an 8-pack. Most of them will have a window net. I think I have another one coming up. It's in there. This one does not have the window net attached to it. And this is the white. And then there's also the Hot Wheels logo there on the back. I have a suspicion that is Robert sending me messages through Facebook right now. Guess I could look. Oh, nope, it's Carl. I won one of his auctions here. Forgot I was opening this on camera. There we go. Now you can see the one with the white with the window net, where I was telling you about. But this one does not have the tampo. So now I have with window net and with the tampo, with window net without tampo, and no window net with tampo. And I don't know if there's a no window net, no tampo variation, but these are the ones I saw and didn't have, so I snatched them up. We got next. This one's unraveling itself right in front of me. Here we go. Another dump truck variation, and you can see here on this one the Cat C and 777 is casted into the cab there. So that's the variation on that one. I believe this one is a bar Malaysia. So we have the Hong Kong and bar Malaysia. I got this particular wheel loader because it has the gold Hot Wheels logo on there, vice the white one. I have the other variation with the white already, so I picked this one up to have both of them. I got this T-Bird thinking I didn't have the base variation. There's actually 3 base variations. This one says, I can't see the number very well, 81 Thunderburner. They thought it was going to be the number 81 car in the collector series that came out in 1989, 1990. And you can get this where it has no name, and you can get it where it has the old name Thunderbird Stalker on there as well. So I didn't think I had this one, but I had it just sitting in the wrong slot at the time. And so that one is an extra. But at least I had made the one bid and then realized it, so I think I got it for $5, so that's not bad for an older Thunderburner in really good shape. Not a terrible loss. Here's another Thunderbird Stalker that I was looking for. I didn't have that variation. Here is the Thunderburner with the Ultra Hot Wheels. It's got kind of a bent axle there, but that's all right. I can get that fixed. So I didn't have that variation. I think I still need the basic wheel variation. It hasn't popped up yet on eBay that I've seen. At least that I've caught it and been able to snag one anyway. In fact, if I'm getting my cars, Robert is probably getting his ultra hot version of this if he hasn't already got it. Since we were discussing which ones we were going to get. Here is the Chevy Stalker, this one in yellow plastic with the Power Command base. A little bit of a newer one. I didn't have that variation of the Chevy Stalker. Alright, here's another T-Bird Stalker. You can see the color difference between these two. One is a, I think, 5-pack or 20-pack variation, and the other is a single pack variation. So there's both of those. I was certain that I have one variation, but I didn't have both, and it's tough to tell within the pictures sometimes when you're looking at those colors which one you need. So I went ahead and grabbed both of them just to make sure. Here is a Thunderbird Stalker before it became the Thunderburner variation, and this one has the Thunderbird Stalker on the base there. And this is the Malaysia. My Malaysia was a little beat up, a little worn, so I upgraded a little bit there. You could get that Thunderbird Stalker and a Hong Kong base as well. Same Gold Hot Ones wheels. We got next another T-Bird Stalker, another newer version of it. So we're getting a bunch of those put in the collection. Here we have a wheel loader. I got this for Robert. He needed this. I was worried we weren't going to win the bid, so I bid over him with a higher max bid, but this is for him. So you're welcome, bud. Hope you appreciate that. Now you have to find me one with the CTS wheels. Here is the Malaysia base for the Thunderbird Stalker with the 5-hole wheels. That is a variation. I think I have the Thailand base of that already. I think there's a wheel variation as well. Here's the forklift, just a newer variation I didn't have, so I added that one. That might actually complete my forklift casting variations that I need. Here's the T-Bird Stalker. This came from like a NASCAR series, or the big card pro line, pro racing maybe. But the variation on this is on the back, on the tail here, there's usually I had the other one sitting here. There's usually another tampo that sits back here, like a little circle, a blue circle or something. I can't remember what was in there. But you can see this one does not have that, and that's what I was looking for. There's also one that doesn't have the stickers. This is just a sticker sheet with all the racing decals. There's also a variation without that on there, but if I saw that loose, I probably wouldn't get it. You can just take that sticker off and then clean up the area. But if I found it in a package, I would snag it up. Here is the 5-spoke version, but this one has all large wheels, and they just barely roll. So still good on the error list. I'm not gonna roll there on the table very well with what I have on there, but a little bit thick, or slick, I should say. All right, what we got next? Here is the Getty Thunder Burner, and on the base, this one is the Hot Wheels logo base. You could get this with the same base as this black one here, so I have both bases for this. Could be one without, with the Hot Wheels, not the Hot Wheels logo, but Hot Wheels spelled out, and without any name on the base as well. And I think that might wrap it up for us. Verify that's it. Nope, there's one more car in here. Got one more from that box, and then we'll move to the next piece. Another Chevy Stalker, a little newer variation. Just didn't have that particular one yet, so snag that up. But, it should be in the paint there on the plastic. I painted the plastic. So there's those. All right, the next that I'm gonna open up is this flat piece that I got in. I'm trying to probably have to do this out of view just to make sure I don't tear up the stuff that I have in there. There we go. So now we have it inside here. Let's see what we got as part of it. Got a little piece of a road. Got this holder. The holder of this card is an official member of the Hot Wheels Speed Points Club. And there we go. I can put all my information on there. Here is a little magazine or pamphlet that you could get. This one looks like has the Wild Wave race from the California Customs on there. It's got some power command cards down below. And the fan, that apparently is Gary. So there's that. Here is what I bought it for. The sticker sheet for the display that you could send in your points for. So you could send in your speed points cars, packages or UPCs, and get the display case, and then you could put the names of the cars that came out around that same time on the display case, so you can have the name and collect the cars. And then here is a poster. Does it have a date? Let me open this up here a little bit. Check this out. Boom! Nice picture of the Lamborghini Countach right there. You can see a Volkswagen Golf pre-production right there with the basic wheels on it like that. Same thing with the Nissan 300Z. There's the Mercedes, a black one. I think Steven just found something like that not too long ago. Real Rider Turbo Streak. What else do we got? 31 Doozy, that looks original. Mercedes 540K looks right. Those all look right. Yep, those are looking like they came out. Got some Action Command. Let's see if I can find any other pre-productions in here. I don't see anything. Looks like we just got lucky at the bottom there where those three particular cars are. But we can go through, see if I can look at all that. So these are all from the 90s. There's a gold Hot Ones, Hot Bird. Yep, these all look like how they came out. You can see that Oshkosh snowplow has a different color of snowplow. Pretty cool poster. I'm gonna have that framed. Of course, now I gotta remember how it folds up here. There we go. But like I said, I got it mainly for this. The rest was kind of extra stuff. All cool. Curious what's in the pamphlet here. There's all the stuff you could buy with your speed points back in the day. With the display I was talking about, you can see the little labels on the below the cars there. Let's see here. Well, pretty cool stuff. All right. So I said I was saving the best for last. That's because it's from Kyle. He sent me a box. I'll open this. Yeah, I'll do it off camera. I've got space issues on my table now with all these great cars that came in. This out of the way. Oh, that's right. I'm making a mess here. Make sure my dog doesn't eat the styrofoam coming out. We got a Toyota MR2 variation I needed. I think that came from a 5-pack, and I told him I didn't have the new Superbird. So he hooked me up with both. Check that out. There's a newer Superbird, so now I have every Superbird that's come out. And then here's the Toyota MR2. And then should have a heavyweight here. And not the original heavyweight card, but a heavyweight as in the Oshkosh snowplow. This one has the plastic cab and the metal fenders. So I've got some speed points in there. He sent me that because I was looking at all these variations and trying to figure out which ones had the different color of cabs between the plastic and the metal cabs, and then there's different wheels. So I'll look at that one pretty closely against the rest of mine and see if it's a variation within. But here we go. That is everything that I got in today. Again, I definitely appreciate that, Kyle, with these 3 cars coming in. Robert, hope you enjoy your wheel loader once I get it down to you. And I definitely appreciate the French path beater there. Your crack ups came in, they look really nice, hope you enjoy them. But I think my video is longer than anybody's gonna watch. So go ahead and end that. Appreciate it if you made it this far and watched through the whole video. If you enjoyed it and liked it, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, share it with your friends. And I'll continue opening up the stuff that I get in the mail. All right, thanks guys.